Hello. Okay, so my last video was way too fast. This I know. I also made the mistake of assuming that everybody knows how NanoStudio works because it's been around for such a long time and doesn't cost a great deal of money. So both those things are wrong. So what I'm going to do now is go through the process I went through slightly more slowly. I'm going to zoom in on how I deal with the TRG pads in NanoStudio and try and explain what it is I was doing. So I'll start again with I've got some stuff loaded into Loopy here, and I'm going to start off sharing and copying this sample here. I'm going to go to NanoStudio, and I'm working on the first set of TRG pads, which are their TRG pads by default. And I'm going to go to Edit, select pad 16. You'll see why shortly why I always use pad 16, 15 and 14. And click Load, Paste, select my sample, paste that in, and then confirm that I want to load it. And click Load again. And that gives me my sample in pad 16, which is currently running on bus 1. If I go to the mixer, you can see here for the TRG pads I have 3 separate sliders. Each one of these is a different bus, buses 1, 2 and 3. So what I'm going to do is I want to make this so that instead of triggering the entire sample every time I press play, I'm just going to change that to hold. So now it's only triggered when the pad is activated, and it's already on bus 1. So now if I go back to Loopy and grab another sample, I'll take that one there. And I'm going to load that into pad 2, and this time I'm going to make that into bus 2. And if I play that and go to the mixer, you can see it's coming on the second of the 3 sliders for that TRG pad. And again I'm going to make that in hold mode, and finally I'll pick up this third sample here. Load, paste, and I'll make that into bus 3. And I'll also make that in hold mode. Now I'm going to check how long each of these samples are because I'm not quite sure. So, oops, sorry, if I click edit there, I can see that this is, I think that's probably wrong. So I'll just check the tempos. Okay, so it's 90 beats a minute. So I'm just going to go and change in the tools, in song mode in NanoStudio, change that to 90. Go back to my pads, and I can see that's 16 bars long. Go to the next one, click edit, I can see that's also 16 bars long. And if I go to the third one here, click edit, that's 32 bars long. But I'm only really interested in using the first 16 bars of this particular sample. So now I'm going to go to song mode, and as you can see for this TRG pad I only have 1 channel at the moment in song mode, so I'm going to expand that out, click plus a couple of times, and then press that to take it away again. I now have 3 channels for that TRG pad, and I'm going to draw out a 16 bar block there, and I'm going to populate that. Now this is why I use pads 16, 15 and 14, because they're the top 3. It loads from 16 down to 1 in NanoStudio. So if I copy that and copy that again and simply move that one down and move that one down twice, I now have buses 1, 2 and 3 represented by these 3 bars for my TRG pad. And if I play that, I can mix and add effects to these 3 buses. So what I do when I'm translating stuff across from Loopy to NanoStudio is I simply make enough TRG pads to hold all of my samples, which is all my stems, and then use the 3 buses for each, so that I have each stem has its own channel in the mixer, and then I can apply all my effects, and there we go.